Hello Internet, this is Alex does Sudokus, and this is a video for the New York Times Sudokus for Monday the 16th of November, and I'm just going to refresh my browser. Yes, they are up. Hi Irish Legend, and hi Elaine as usual. So in chat we were just talking about I think, yeah, I did do one miracle Sudoku, which only starts with two numbers. So I may stream. I did that quite a while ago, but I can probably do a stream of it at some point to kind of do it live. I don't think I ever did a video of it, so and it's been a while, so it'll be interesting to try it again. But for now, today we are just going to do New York Times Sudokus. So let's start with easy by just doing some numbers. We're going to warm up with the easy Sudokus. So the ones are placeable. What about the twos? Got a two over there. Can't seem to do any more twos, but I can place a three there, three there, three there, and that's sort of threes done. I've got four here, four over here because there's a pointed pair of fours, and fours are locked up there. There's a four here, four here, four here. So that's sort of fours, five, five, and five. That's sort of fives. What about sixes? They're locked in these two cells, so that must be a six because these two cells can't be sixes. Oh, balls. Sorry, my bad. Actually, in that case, let me reset the puzzle. Sorry about that. That's the trouble with, yeah, I'm still getting used to kind of studio mode in Streamlabs. OBS behaves a little bit differently on my Streamlab. So, not Streamlab, on my kind of iPad app for scene changes. Yeah, on normal OBS it would just directly change it, but it seems on Streamlabs OBS it only changes the prep version of the what do you call it, the scene. So anyway, let's do the New York Times easy Sudoku. So just starting again, I've got one there, one here, one there, so that's a one and that's a one. So that leaves me, whilst I'm here, these are sixes and nines. I don't think that gives me anything, does it? It gives me a six over there and a six over here. So, oops. So, because that's a pointed pair of sixes, I've got a six locking these two cells. So actually, this is a six as well. So, don't think I can do much more. I'll be kicking up my stream when you end yours. Oh, cool. I'll try and be quick because, yeah, and then I can, in fact, if you start it a little bit before I end, then I can raid your stream, can't I? So I can send Irish Legend your way as well. So it seems I can't do all the twos, but threes. I've got a three over there, and what else? I've got another pair of threes. Fours. I've got a four over there. This is a four. And I've got a pair of fours there, a pair of fours here. Actually, I've got a four down there, so these are the fours. And fives, five, five, five. Got a five down here, five over here, and the final five. Sixes, can't deduce those ones yet, but actually six has to go there, so that must be a nine. The reason six goes there is because these two cells can't be sixes, so there has to be. Oh, thank you for the follow, Irish Legend. Moving on to sevens. Got a seven there. Got to have a seven over here. So this is a seven. That's a. Oh, hang on. I've already got a seven there. So my bad. So actually, this is a seven. Seven, seven. So sevens are down here, down here. Let's have a look at eight in that case. I've got an eight over there, eight over there, eight over there. So that must be a nine. This must be an eight and nine. And can I deduce? Have I done all the eights? I have indeed. So that must be a 9. And oh, the remaining 9's a bit awkward actually. So let's go back to the twos. So I've got 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, and that must be a 7, and that 7 locks a 7 there and 7 there, so this must be a 9 here, 9 there, and I think this is a 6, and that must be a 6. So that's easy Sudoku. How are you doing today? Yeah, I'm okay. Had a bit of a headache earlier, but I am good now. And actually, I'm going to do the medium Sudoku with pencil markings today, because I tend to do the medium one with no pencil markings, but I haven't done like a normal kind of walkthrough of medium Sudoku, so let's try that. I don't know what time it is. I guess it's probably evening time for you, Elaine. How's it going over there? And Irish, are you the same time zone as me? Are you kind of like nearing midnight over there? So this is a 2 because of these 2's taking up the columns. So there's only one place for the 2's. So I'm doing Snyder notations, in which case I should probably pencil mark in the 1's. So with Snyder notations, I only pencil mark in 2 candidates where possible in each cage, unless I find myself a triple. So as I go through it, it should make more sense. So if I've got more than 2 candidates, I am going to leave them alone. Cool. So do you do the New York Times Sudoku yourself, Irish? 2's. Can't do any more 2's, but I can see a pair of 4's there because of these 2 4's taking up the rows. So I've got 2 4's there that I can pencil mark in. With 3's, 3's are blocking out these 3 cells, so the 3's have to be on that column. Therefore, if they have to be on that column within this cage, it can't go here, so must be in these cells as well. But I've got 3 candidates in both cases, so I'm going to leave them alone and stick to the 4. So I can do another pair of 4's there because these 2 columns are taken. And I've got a 4 unlocked over here because of these 2 4's taking up the columns and this 4 taking up the row. And that leaves me 3 possible 4's over there, so I'm going to leave it alone. And I think the sort of 4's that I can pencil mark in, I can place a 5 here. I do not, just as some random allow. Oh, that's weird. I don't know why that word was I had a more automod blocking that for some reason. I do not, just had some random app on my phone for them. I give those a go though. Yeah, the New York Times ones are quite good, so it's definitely worth doing if you enjoy Sudokus. I've got a pair of 5's there because of the 2 columns being taken. And can I do more? Well, I've got another pair of 5's there, so this 5 rules out this column and that 5 rules out that row, so that leaves me 5's in that column as well. And actually I've got a pair of 5's here because of this 5 and that 5, leaving me a pointed pair of 5's. So for those unfamiliar, pointed pairs basically means in this cage the 5 can only go in either of these 2 cells. So the bottom row, row 9, is taken for the 5's basically. So outside of this cage there can't be any more 5's in this row, so I can erase that one and place another 5 here. And I don't think I can do much more with the 5, so I'm going to move on to 6's. 6's, I have a pair of 6's over there, and I think that's it actually. So let's play some 7's. This 7 on its own locks a pair of 7's there. It also locks a 7 over there because of these 2 7's taking up rows 7 and 9. So there's only one place in this cage for a 7. Can I do more? Okay, I can place a pair of 7's here because when I'm looking at this 7, I noticed that 7's can only go in these 2 rows, rows 4 and 5, and I've already got a pair of 7's in this cage, also locked in rows 4 and 5. So, well, there must be a 7 on row 6, so it has to be on in the remaining cage, and I've got 7 blocking it. Another way of seeing that is basically this 7 blocks out the only other cell on that row that could have 7's, so the 7's on this row can only go in these 2 cells. So multiple way of making the same kind of deduction basically, but I think that's all I can do with the 7's. So let's look at 8. Well, this must be an 8 because this 8 and that 8 rules out those 5 cells. Now with slider notations, the reason we put in 2 pencil markings at a time, well, there are loads of reasons, but one of the reasons is that it's really easy as soon as you erase a single pencil marking for any of the numbers, any candidates, it means the remaining candidate has to be correct. So since I had 2 possibilities for the 2's, by placing the 8, I erased one of the 2's. That leaves me only 1 possibility. So one thing that's good to do when you place a number is always checking horizontally, vertically, has it had any impact on the rows and columns on the same number? So does it unlock any additional 2's for you? I can't see anything in this case, so I'm going to move back to the 8. Oh, hey Jack, how's it going? Oh, it's full house today. Jeez, you're here as well. Oh, of course, yeah, I'm not streaming in the morning, so hey guys, everybody's in the house, so that's very nice. Yep, the whole gang is here. So the 8, and also everybody say hello to Irish Legend as well. Their new person who their new follower actually. They just followed me as well. So give them a warm welcome. Hope everyone's having a good day. How's everyone doing? Okay, so the 8, these 2 8s basically locks a pair of 8s in this cage, but I've got an 8 looking in this cell, so I can unlock this 8. So the 8s are now locked in these 3 cells. So I think there's some sort of, I think there's a triple going on there, possibly, because, oh no, that's not a triple actually. I thought, no, the 3's actually in this column, but I noticed that 5s and 8s are locked in this column, so there's a possibility that if I can find a third number in there, I will have a triple. I've been lurking for a bit, but I'm gonna go kick on my own stream now. Oh, have a lovely stream. Whatever you play. Are you playing more Apex Legends? Doing well, cooking dinner right now, so I won't be typing too much. That's cool. What are you making? So let's play some more 8s. So these 2 8 rules out these 2 rows, and I've got an 8 there, unlocking another 8. So these 2 8s now locks a pair of 8s up there. So I've got all the 8s kind of like identified on in the top cages basically, but I'm not going to pencil mark in the triple, the 3 8 candidates, because we're sticking to what do you call it, Snyder notations at the moment. So we've done from 1 to 8, we're going to do 9s now. So these 2 9s locks a pair of 9s in here. Anything else? Well, these 2 9s also locks a pair of 9s over there. And I think the sort of 9s that I can do, so, no, that's a lie. This 9 and that 9 also locks a pair of 9s there. So now I've got points a pair of 9s, therefore this cell can't be a 9 anymore, because on this row the 9 has to be in this cage. It's a family recipe, goulash. Can't say I know what goulashes are, but I have heard of it, so I may have to look it up. I am looking for recipes in general for food, so okay, so I think those are the final 9s that I can pencil mark in. And so what I tend to do now is just do a bit of investigating around the puzzle. What I can do is, whilst I've gone up from 1 to 9 and looking for candidates for each number, I've been filling in actual numbers in. So the grid has changed since I originally pencil marked in the 1s. So right now, the chances are I can find some more new pencil markings. But rather than doing that, I like to look at any areas that I consider weak, basically. I mean, it's kind of goulash, but not quite, and I learned it from my mum. Those are the best recipes when you learn from your parents. So, but I am going to have a quick Google of goulash whilst jumping back onto the Sudoku. Oh, that looks really tasty, actually. I like food that are kind of like tomatoey and, ooh, macaronis as well. That looks amazing. May have to look into that. But I respect if you don't want to share the recipe, since it's a family recipe. So anyway, weak areas. So what do I mean by weak areas? So depending on your kind of skill level, you may want to stick to looking for rows, columns, and cages that only has 3 or less number cells left. But I tend to look at 4s. In fact, I don't think any columns and rows with 3 or less cells remaining. So the minimum are 4 cells, and I've got 4 cells in the cage. So I'm just going to have a look at this one because I know I can pencil. Oops, I can pencil mark in a pair of 3s thanks to that 3 from earlier. So what other numbers can go in here? I can put. I'm missing a 1 and a 6. So that's kind of interesting because I don't have many 6s. This 6 locks a pair of 6s over there. So that is a pointer pair of 6s, and that rules out that cell from being a 6. And this actually places a 1 in this cell because if you look at this, this pointer pair of 6s, thanks to that 6, means the 6s have to live in these 3 cells, and they form a triple. So if I place them, these are the 3 places the 6s can go. So I've now got a 3, 6, 9 triple. And basically it means if you've got 3 numbers, 3 candidates in 3 cells, they are basically kind of like stuck together, and it means no other numbers can go in those 3 cells, and it also means they can't go in any other places. I mean, I know they can't go in other places because I've got a pointed pair of 6s and 9s looking into that cell, and I've got a 3 looking into that cell. So the only possible number is a 1 in this cage, so that's kind of useful. And this locks the 3s in this row. Now you notice that I've placed 3 numbers, 3 candidates in these cases because when it comes to triples, it is useful to lock down the triples because they typically form a relationship where if you solve one of the numbers, either they completely collapse and solve entirely, or let's say I can place a 9 in this cell, that will leave me a 3, 6 pair, so it is useful. So that basically triples are worth pencil marking in just to kind of like get rid of them basically, because these cells are no longer in play because there can't be any other numbers. So if I look in this cage, I've only got 1 number left, and that's a 1. So if you look at these ones, these 2 ones locks a pair of 1s down there, thanks to that 1 as well. And this one and that one locks a pair of 1s up here. So that's kind of useful. This one also removes a pencil marking 1, so that means 1 has to go here. So now another 1 has to go here because that's the only place that a 1 can go in this column within this cage. And I've just erased a pencil marking of 7, so 7 has to go here because that's only 7 left. And now I've only got 1 9 left, so I can place that as well. The other thing the 1 has done is erased this pencil marking, which locks another 1 down. So suddenly the puzzle is kind of like collapsing in on itself, and I've only got the 1s left in these 2 cells. So those are the only positions that the 1s can go. And as soon as I solve one of them, all the 1s will be done, and we can get some movement going. So what's going on here? Well, I've only got 2 cells left in this cage, and they have to be 6s and 3s, I believe. I can't tell where they are yet, but the 3, 6 pair are pointed. Again, the 6s have to go in this column within this cage, so there can't be any more 6s along the same column. And in fact, well, let's place the 6 now because there's only 1 candidate left. So what this does is it erases the 6s from these 2 cells. So as promised, when you have a triple, quite often you find, in this case, by erasing the 6s, I've only got 1 possible candidate left in this cell, and it has to be a 3. And that 3 erases that 3, therefore there has to be a 9, and there has to be a 6. So that triple just like nicely ties up. And now on this column, I've only got 1 cell left, and it is a 7. So, and also on this column, I've only got 1 cell left as well, and this time it is a 9. And again, I've got a pair going on within the cage, but also within the column as well. I could have deduced the pair earlier by just looking at the fact that these 2 cells, they're locked as 3s and 6s within this cage. So these 2 numbers can't be 3s or 6s. They have to be what's remaining on the column, and they have to be 5s and 8s. I can't tell where they are just yet, but they do tell me something. I've got 5s locked on rows 1s and 3s in these 2 cages, but I have to have a 5 on row 2. So if you look at where the 5 is, that means 5s have to go in these 2 cells. So that's kind of useful. Okay, so let's look at this row. I've only got 2 cells left, so the only remaining numbers are 4s and 6s. And I've got 6 over there looking into this cell, so 4 and 6 are resolvable. So if you look at the 6, the 2 6s locks a 6 over here. That just erased a 1, which erases a 7, so those are solved now. And if we look at the 7s, I can lock a pair of 7s over there thanks to these 2 7s, but also these 2 7s locks a pair of 7s up there. And that does something special. If you observe these 2 cells, we know that we're doing Snyder notation, so we're only pencil marking 2 candidates per cage, except for the cases where we've got a triple. So we've only got 2 7s and 2 8s in this cage within these same 2 cells. Well, if 7 goes there, that has to be an 8, or if the 7 goes here, that has to be an 8. So no other numbers can actually go in this cell, in these 2 cells, because if that's a 5, then I've only got 1 cell left for both the 7 and 8, and that just wouldn't work. So these are called matching pairs. The 7 and 8 pushes the 5 out. So now the 5, there's only 1 candidate left for the 5, and it's over here. So that also erases a 9, so I can place the 9. The 5 also looks down into this 5, unlocking another 5, which erases a 1, so I can place the final 1 as well. Which, to be fair, the 1 earlier would have deduced that for us as well. So when I solve that 1, I've effectively solved that 1 as well. Looking back on the 6 oversees the 3-6 pair. So on this row, there's only 1 number left, and I've got 2 candidates, so one of them had to be eliminated, and that's how I deduce the 3 and a 6. So even though I didn't clean up all the pencil markings, because there's so much going on at once, there's so many chain reactions going on, it's easy to miss them basically. So anyway, these 2 6s now locks another 6 over there, because this 6 rules out that cell. In fact, this 6 and that 6 alone would have resolved this 6 over here. And that 6 erases another 6 there, leaving me with a single location for the 6. And again, the triple is now resolved. The 3 and the 9 are restricted to those cells because this is the only 9 left. When I place the 6, I've erased a 3, but also the only other 9. So when you have a triple, just look at whether you've got a single out, well, either a naked single or a singled out number, and you can solve them basically. So I think the 9, if we look at the 2 9s, they lock the 9s in these 2 cells, but I've got 9 over there, so this must be the 9. And that's what the 9's done, and 6s are done as well, but I think 3 should be quite close to finishing. So this 3 and that 3 rules out these 4 cells, so I've got another 3. That erased the 5, so 5 has to go here, and this 5 erases that 5 as well. So when you've got a matching pair, well, I could go down the route of erasing that 5, placing it here, and then placing the 8, or just acknowledge that, well, it's a matching pair, so if it's not a 5, it has to be an 8, so 8 and 5 goes there. And this 8, again, looks at a matching pair, so it has to be 7 and 8. And this 8 looks over here, places another 8, the 7 rules out that cell, so that has to be a 7, which rules out that 7, places 7 there, leaving me with a single 4. The 4 rules out these cells, so that must be a 4. And these 2 4s rules out these 2 cells, so that's the final 4. And if we just like look around the grid, 2 goes there, 2 goes there, 2 goes there, and this 2 forces 2 down there. So the only number left are 3s, and I can place them, and that's today's medium New York Times Sudoku. So finally, let's move on to hard, where I will assume that you've got some basic knowledge of Snyder notation. So let's just have a look and see what we've got. I'm not going to over-explain myself here. So, look, 2s are locked in these 2 cells because of that 2 and that 2. So these cages are quite barren. So let's see. I've got a pair of 3s over there because of these 2 3s, and a 3 over there. And let's see. I haven't got a huge amount of restrictions left. Even the 4s aren't really doing much for me. So, okay, 5s are locked in there because this 5 forces a pointed triple, ruling out this row. So I only have those 3 cells, and the 5 is ruling out this cell. So what else can the 5s do? Got another pair of 5s down there because of these 2 5s and that 5. And I think that's probably all I can do. So moving on to 6s. There's only a single 6 there, but I suspect that there's a naked single here. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing a 5, 6. I'm missing a 7 as well. So this is a 5 and 7. So what else can I do? That's missing a 2 and 7 at least. So what about over here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm missing 1 and 8 here. That's annoying. So I don't think there's a naked single by the look of it. But I'm curious about this triple. Can I do anything with this triple? 6, 7, and 4. Nope, can't do anything with that. So let's move on and look at the 7. So sometimes it's rewarding to look at those, look at a weak number and see if you can find a naked single. There may even be a naked single that I'm just missing, but in light of kind of like trying to do this as quickly as possible, I'm going to leave it alone. 7s, we can't do anything with it, but I'm starting to suspect that there may be some sort of triple forming in some of these cages, so I may have to come back to that later, but I can't see anything meanwhile. So let's move on to 8s. 8s aren't that useful either. I've got a pair of 9s there because of this 9 and those 2 9s. Also got a pair of 9s there because of this 9 and that 9, so that forms a 1-9 pair. So that's useful because now I've got kind of 4 numbers locked in a corner within a cage. That's always worth looking at because there's only a single row and a single column in this cage basically. So quite often, for instance, if you look at the 8 and the 4, they both ruled out the same row, therefore these are 4s and 8s. So that leaves me a triple here, which means that number can be solved. So the triple is 5, 6, and 7. So actually I've got to make a 6 there. Yeah, 5 and 7. That is right, isn't it? Yeah, it's 5, 6, and 7. Okay, brilliant. So the 5, 7 pair here means this has to be a 3, which is the only number left. So that's not a bad start. That 3 also allows me to place another pair of 3s there. Actually, that 3... Oh, I could have placed that pair of 3s at the start, so I don't know how I didn't spot that. Just being a bit useless. Anything else? So what about the 4 and 8? Well, 4s can only go in those 2 cells because I've got a pointed pair of 4s. So 4s and 8s... this is a 1, 4, and 8 triple now because I've got 1, 4, and 8 all looking into this column. So 1, 4, and 8. 1, 4, and 8, and I can't deduce any of the numbers, so I'm just going to pencil mark them all in. So that leaves me a pair, and it is a pair of 2s, because the 2 sees into this cell, and a 3. So that 3 is useful because it unlocks another 3 for us. What about over here? It unlocks a pair of 3s over there, and nothing else for now, but not looking too bad. Not looking too bad. So does a 2 do anything for us? No, it doesn't. So, okay. Now, going back to the 9s. I think we were working on 9s before, so let's see if we can do more of the 9s. 9s are locked in these 3 cells. Is that interesting? Because it shares the same 3 cells as the 5, but I can't rule out any 8s, so I think that's the end of that. Okay, so hang on, this cell is naked now because if I look at this row, oh, actually this 8, that couldn't have been a 4 and 8 anyway because I had an 8 already. So I was being a bit blinded in the first place. The 4 and 8 could have been resolved a long time ago. So this 4 locks a pair of 4s over there because of these 2 4s. So this is a 4-3 pair. The 8 doesn't do anything additional for us, but I've got a pair in here, so this cell must... I've got a pair on this row, so this cell must be resolvable. So what is this pair? This is a 7, 6, and 7 pair. Can't deduce them yet, but that does tell me that this is now a 5. So does this 5 give us anything? It doesn't. So, but I do have another triple forming in this row now because this is a matching pair of 1s and 9s, and this, pardon me, this is a pair of 3s and 4s. So these must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2, 6, and 7. So 7s are locked in these 2 cells because that's 7. So this must be a 6. And that 6, does that 6 do anything for us? Not really, no. But I can investigate a column now because I've only got 3 cells left on a column, and they are 1s, 1, 8, and 9. Okay, can I do anything that... Ah, okay. Looking at the 9s now. Ooh, actually, that has always been there. This 9 and that 9 had always forced a pointer pair of 9s anyway, so that actually unlocks a 9, because the 9s had to be one of these 2 cells, but the 9's already seen by this on the columns, so this has to be the 9, which unlocks the 1 and 9 down here, and this one unlocks another 1, so now I've got a 4-8 pair, so the 4 is locked over there, and yeah, that's pretty rewarding so far, so fairly friendly puzzle so far. So now I've got a 4-8 pair down there. This must be a triple, 5-7 and something else. And it is 5-7 and 2. 2, 5 and 7. Doesn't look like I can resolve that unless I can lock a 2 down. Well, why don't I pencil marking the 2's first anyway, because these 2's lock the 2 up there. Five's actually locked in these 2 cells because of this 5 and that 5, and the 7 are locked in these 3 cells, so I can't deduce the 7 just yet. But on this column, actually, I've only got a single number left, and it is an 8. So that's probably going to be useful because that locks a pair of 8s there. This 8 and that 8 locks the pointer pair of 8. So now I've got an 8-9 pair, but also I've got a pair of 8s over there. So does that give us anything? Well, it gives us a triple, but I know that's a 1 because of this one over there. So that unlocks another 1 because of these 2 ones seeing into these 4 cells and that one seeing into that. So that one also unlocks a pair of 1s over there. Although, if we look at these 2 ones, it already unlocks a 1, erasing this. So that unlocks a 1 and a 9. And that 9 also unlocks another 9 over there because of this 9, that 9, and that 9. So that 9 now unlocks the 8 and 9 up there. And the 8 is now locked in here because of these 2 8s ruling out the columns. So the 4 and 8 are released. And leaves me a pair of 8s over there. So does a 4 give us anything? It gives us a pair of 4s there, and I think that's it with the 4s. So pretty good going so far. Feels like quite an easy puzzle. Okay, so these 2 numbers must be a pair, and they are 2s and something, which is great because that means, the 2 can't go here anymore. It has to be a pointer pair of 2s, and they are actually 2s and 6s. Therefore, these must be 5s and 7s, and I can't resolve them just yet, but I can lock down the 7s in those 2 cells, and this is a triple of 5, 7s and 6s. Have I got any 6? So, pointer pair of 6s there. Okay, so this is also a 5 and 7, but I don't think I can deduce where they are. So let's leave that for now, because if I'm going to pencil mark in the 5 or the 7, I should pencil mark in all the 5s and 7s within this cage. So I'm going to leave that alone for now and see if there are any other developments. I've got another triple on this column, so this is 6, 7 and 2, I think. 2, 6 and 7. I've got a 6 there, 7 there, so, and a 2 here, so I've got a unique triple where, yeah, there could be any, although I can lock in a pair of 2s there anyway, and a pair of 2s there. Those are the only 2s left, so I've got kind of 2 sets of X-wings with the 2s, but I don't think I can do much with the 7s and 6s. So let's look at this triple now. This is a 4, 5 and 6 triple. Is that correct? Yes, so 5 can't go there, therefore 5s have to be in these 2 cells. And hold on a sec. I've already got a 5 locked down here by the look of it. Yes, this 5 and that 5 already locked down a 5, so I don't know why I didn't place that earlier. So this cage only has 4 cells left. It's worth investigating. And it leaves me now. Oh no, 2's already there. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Having pencil marked in the 6's and 7's, but actually the 6's can only go in these 2 cells, and therefore there has to be a 7, because that forms a 3, 4, 6 triple. The 6 ruling out these 2 cells, so they have to be down there, and the 4's and 3's ruled out those cells. So with that triple, this pointer pair of 6's resolves the 2 and 6 up there, and the 2 resolves the 7 and 2. And incidentally, that's a 7, which was the only remaining number left in that cage anyway. So the 7's are now locked in there. And actually, if we look at this 7, it locks the 7's in columns 7 and 9, just like in this cage. So that means the only place for the 7 on column 8 is here. So that unlocks the 6. And this 6 unlocks a pointer pair of 6's there. So that releases the 6, 5, and 7 triple. And that unlocks the 7 and 5 there. This 7 is now locked over there, so all the 7s should be done. We've only got one number left, which is a 5, and that unlocks another 5, so all the 5s should be done now. So now, I'm down to the last few numbers. The 6 oversees the 2, 6 pair on here, so 2's and 6 can be resolved, so that has to be 8 and 2. So all the 2's are done. Can I do all the 6's done? 6, yes, that's another 6 because of these 2 6's, so that locks another 6 there. So I think that's all the 6's. 4 and 3 are resolved. That resolves the 3, 4, and this is a 2. Oh no, I've already got a 2, but it can't be an 8. So 8 has to go. Oops, 8 has to go here, and this is actually a 4, and that's today's New York Times hard Sudoku. So whilst we're here, and I think I finished, yeah, the puzzle's been quite easy, so why don't we jump onto the mini crosswords as well. So please don't give me any clues until I need them, because I think, yeah, I would like to try my best to do them basically. But yeah, today's hard seems a bit easy, unfortunately, so hopefully the LA Times one will prove a bit more challenging tomorrow morning when they are released. So there's 16 in a gallon, so that's going to be ounces, isn't it? But I don't know how to spell ounces. No, I don't know how to spell ounces actually. oh dearie me. Capital Vietnam. Oh, I used to know this, but not anymore. Circle the globe. So it's kind of round trip. Material for monolith. Stone, I guess. Oops. Message from a smartphone. Text. One way to order. A la carte. Take out of the packaging. Unbox. Oops. Seen plenty of unboxing video in the past, so that's an obvious one. Word of the compass. Melting or west. Oh. Point. Oops. Compass point, west point, yeah, melting point. Etsy or eBay. It's an e-store. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's cups, not ounces, so. So let's see. Etsy or eBay. Sale? Late night personality. Ends with S and T. Not too sure. Capital. I want to say bang no, but so but so. So this may not be sale actually. So I think this is orbit. Oh, site. That makes more sense. So what? Oh, host. Late night host. That makes more sense. So that's today's mini crosswords. And let's look at the archive one as well. Business that has checks and balances. No idea. Gets the wrinkles out. Irons. So I enjoy the act of ironing. I'm very good at ironing, but I disagree with ironing, so I don't iron. even though I'm very good at it. Yes, I do find it therapeutic, but I just think because using electricity to generate heat is actually quite expensive. You use quite a lot of energy to generate heat, basically, and as a result, I disagree with it because I don't think it's environmentally friendly for the sake of appearances. So I just tend to buy stuff that doesn't require ironing, basically. So, disagree with ironing. Yeah, just the idea of ironing. I just think it's a waste of energy and resources. And in light of climate change, I think we should reduce our energy consumption in general. So anything that isn't necessary, I try not to waste energy on, particularly heating. So we still haven't had heating on. We've only got electric heater where we are because we're in a converted flat. So yeah, no central heating, unfortunately. Used to be a factory where I live. So, what an elbow in the ribs may mean. What? Elbow in the ribs? Don't know what that means. Major screw up. Fired. Trying to think. Fired. I think fair. Does it count if I'm just too lazy to iron? That's basically you're doing your part for the environment for being too lazy to iron. So, yeah, absolutely. It also counts if you don't own one. Yep. Same with hair straighteners. I don't straighten my hair, but luckily my hair tends to be quite straight anyway. Well, I say lucky. I don't really like it. I would prefer my hair to have a bit of curl to it, but oh well. Sorority mentors. Oh dear, struggling a bit on this one. Large venue for a comedian. Arena. Feature of sale in Oregon and Delaware. Butter cutter. So that's got to be a knife. Simple earring. I don't actually wear earrings, so I have no idea. So let's see. Businesses that have checks and balances. Bank. So can we... BI. No, wait, I don't straighten my hair either. How long are your hair, though? How long is your hair? One elbow to the rib. Major screw up. Oh. I think the first letter's got to be a vowel. So A, E, I, O, U. Fired. Xed. So that's interesting. Simple earring. Feature of sales in Oregon or Delaware. So something they're famous for. Oh, that's harsh, but also it doesn't fit. We need more letters. Unless, are you saying that, well, I don't think it's Irish. I don't think it's legend either. It won't fit, so sorry. Not nearly long enough to do much with it. I miss having short hair. I'm gonna cut my hair short at some point after the pandemic is over, or we have a reliable vaccine. But I don't think people under people under the age of 50 are going to get are they not going to be included with vaccines first? But I do work in a hospital, so I may be able to get vaccinated early. But I mean, I'm working from home anyway, so if it means someone else not being able to get the vaccine, I can probably delay a little bit. What an elbow in the rib might mean. Elbow in the ribs. Is that a saying? Major screw up. Key workers first. Yeah, exactly. I'm not a key worker myself. So I work in a hospital charity. And the thing is that I'm able to work from home basically. So as long as I don't have to go into work, I think I should stay away from getting the vaccine until, it's kind of like widely available. Then I think that'll be the ethical time to do it. Sorority mentors with B-I, B-I. And it's probably ending with a vowel. So, so let's think. It's probably an E. So if it's an E, let's see. A, B, C, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. It's really hard to like read it. I already struggle with words anyway, but to read a word vertically is just, yeah, it's just too much. N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So I don't think that's an E. So I'm open to, does anyone, don't tell me what the word is, but does anyone have any idea on any of these words at all? If you tell me which number and direction, and maybe we can like, I'm guessing this would be the easiest one. Simple earring. Simple earring. What would a simple earring be? With an S and a D. It's not a play on word, is it? I'm really drawing a blank. I'm just not familiar with earrings at all, so... 1D looks to be plural. 1 down. Oh, that's a good point, actually. So, okay. Yeah, so S does... So, is this... no, it can't be snuff. It's major screw up. 6 down, you have no idea. I feel like these two have potential. So let's see, if it's an S, then this has to be a single, has to be a 3-letter word. So let's see, A, B, C. Oh, computer programming has a similar word to simple earring, so I'll have to go for that. I mean, loop is an obvious one, but yeah, I don't think that fits in there. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. I think I just don't know this word. Like, it may be a word that has a double meaning that I'm not too sure about. So, major screw up. This has to be a vowel. Feature sales, so no... Oh, hang on, feature of sales, no text. Does it? Does it? If 3D is what I think, I don't know that about or Delaware. Not any CS coding that I can think of. So it's a feature of sales, so I think no text makes sense. So that seems to me to be SNAF, but I don't know what that means. Unless there's another... What about this? Still don't know what this is. Oh my god. I hate this so much. I hate it. I hate it. Another possibility is... That's not seed, is it? Oh, that is a computer term. Seed is a random number generator. So... What an elbow. It's not a J. Elbow in the ribs. Simple meaning small. Oh, okay. Maybe. A, B, C, D, E, F. You don't think it's seed? Okay. Computer programming term. So do you not think it's a CS term in that case? I don't think there's an F. So what can it be? But it feels like this has to be stud. And that could be petite. So I feel like stead. No. So not what I was thinking. The programming term makes no sense to me for what I think it was. That was also not what I was thinking about. Oh, there's another. Stud is what you thought. Oh god. Agree with stud. So elbow in the ribs. If you're petite, I guess that could make sense. But I mean, this is clearly not right. That doesn't make any sense. But I don't know how I can put a U at the end of it. What do you guys think? Should I do a check to see what letters are wrong? Or should we try and guess which one is wrong? I think arena and knife must be correct. And I think no text seems to make sense as well, because it fits in with X'd. And bank has to be right. Can't think of any words. I think it just said the letter in 7. Because yeah, bips doesn't make any sense to me, so elbow in the ribs may mean one down. Go on. Did you say you knew what one down? One down looks to be plural. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what a sorority mentors could be. Hold on. Is this 2 words? It's like something it. So, what can it be? Bet it. Set it? No. Elbow in the ribs. What does that really mean? I was thinking about like jabbing it or kind of like hitting it by accident, but kick. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Get it. What? Elbow in the ribs. Get it. And sorority mentors are bigs. How does that make sense? What? What? I don't get it. Unlike this answer, I do not get it at all. Oh my god. Why are bigs a sorority mentor? Sorority. Ah. Sorority. I don't get it. Yes, exactly. But so what is... Hold on, let's go for Google. What is it? Bigs and sorority. Oh, I see. I think I get it now. Yeah, I'm a DuckDuckGo girl because they want Google to track everything I do. I know they still can track me because, but I don't use Google. I use Firefox rather than Chrome, so I have a bit of memory left for my programs. So apparently, so you've probably seen it all over Instagram. Girls are posting about how much they love their bigs or littles with all the cliched captions. So bigs is apparently a thing. And it's just a basic return, so just the code, just so the code compiles. Oh my god, so initial design level, but then become uses and are replaced. It's just the basic returns. Oh, I didn't know that's the term for it. So you just like yeah, just like return generic, basically return true. Would that be a stud then? I never knew that's a term, but yeah, that kind of makes sense because yeah, when you just want to like build, yeah, like you said, just at the design level, setting up all your functions and methods, and you just want to kind of like have the framework for your classes and your, I don't know, what would you call it? Your libraries. I guess you just build the functions first, name them, and then take the inputs, and then but you just return generic outputs for testing purposes, and then so that it compiles. Maybe not even testing purposes, just so it compiles, and then you go into them to actually put the functions together. So if the function needs to return a boolean, yes, yeah, okay. So I learned something new. How interesting. The three of us are coders here, so big brain time. I bet Juice is feeling a bit left out. Oh, Elaine, do you want to start your stream so that I can raid your channel now? So let's all jump to your channel. And I'm going to stay up a little bit later just so I can watch you a little bit. So let's see. Can I just copy? Oh. I wish there's like an easy way of raiding. Can I just... I can't seem to just like... I don't do a lot. What kind of coding do you do? Mostly Python scripting. Hey, that's where a lot of people start, to be fair, because so many things use Python nowadays for like, I don't know, smart, what do they call smart things, Internet of Things. I've got a Raspberry Pi that I use, yeah, I used to have a radio chip on my Raspberry Pi, and I would just write Python code to kind of turn my things on and off, and I just do a cron job to turn my Roomba on, turn my Christmas lights on, or what else did I do? I think that's it really. It was just Roomba, but I've managed to replace them with HomeKit stuff now. So speaking of Pi-hole, we've just finished watching Pushing Daisies. So hang on, let me check just to make sure Elaine's stream hasn't gone up yet, in case she's not watching the chat. I was going to be confused about which window. There we go. Which browser window? I've got like 6, 7 different windows open at once. So Elaine's not online yet. So let me know when you're online. Yeah, it's such a good show. And I remembered like I watched it many years ago, and but yeah, it was just like shocking how abruptly Pushing Daisies ended, because you can clearly see they had more plans, but then they clearly just filmed, literally, they just suddenly filmed, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes worth of footage to end the entire series, because they must have found out that they had to end this, it was time to end the series, so they never explored other plots. Did you see the new Pi? I did see a headline for the new Pi, but I didn't. Yeah, that rings a bell. New Pi in keyboard. Yeah, it's like an new Raspberry Pi 400. It's a $70 PC built inside a keyboard. Yeah, it's so cool, and it's got like a USB outputs already, so you don't have to like do headless installations and stuff. Cool. So let's see if this works. Hopefully I've got your channel name correct, because I had to type it rather than copy it. So did it work? Reading time. Thank you for watching, guys, by the way.